Let's see what we have here. Hey everyone, Dan the Mustang Doctor here. We're gonna talk to you today about our welding setup and talk through the different settings you'd want to have your MIG welder on, because today we're going to weld in our roll bars. Currently set up on the Mustang is I've got the roll bars. They're a bolt-in setup, but it's time to upgrade the Mustang a little bit and get it ready for NHRA certification. And to do that, we've got to weld the roll bars right in. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a shot on those roll bars so you can see what I'm talking about here. I can jump in. And basically they're, if you can see that, they're bolted. I've got them just bolted into the back plate right now. And then also same into the floor down there. And what we're going to do is we're going to, we've got our MIG 170 right here, MIG welder. This is a Harbor Freight welder. It works great. It's a small at-home application, but works great for what we're doing. And here's the different settings. And basically what we're doing today, we're welding some thicker metal to sheet metal. So we've got to be careful we don't get any burn through. And so what I'm going to do to keep it from experiencing any burn through is we're going to keep the stick back a little bit. I'll show you how to do that. But to get started, I wanted to just kind of walk you guys through the settings and getting this MIG welder dialed in, because I think a lot of people have that issue on where do I set my wire speed, where do I want my heat, and so on. And a lot of times it really depends on the different types of metal that you're welding and what you're working on. So some of this you guys are going to have to kind of get a feel for, and as you've probably heard before, really the sound and feel you want is that really, really crisp, sizzling bacon sound as it gets going. But to get that, you know, a good baseline is right in here where I've got my settings. If you can see these, I've got my I've got them set at 6, 3, and 3. And then over here on the gas setup, the shielding gas is kind of another area where a lot of people get a little bit confused. But this gauge right here, if you can see that, that's my tank volume. Obviously this is turned off right now, so it's not reading any. I think I'm actually pretty low. A full tank's around 2,000, 2,500. I think I'm right around 500, so I'm getting down there. So we're just gonna do a couple tack welds for today and then maybe a small bead. We'll have to see what we got left. And then here is this gauge is, this whole setup is the regular. This gauge is demonstrating your current work progress, and basically where you want that is right between 20 and 25 once we get it going. So we're going to get that. Let's get the gas turned on, and this is the shielding gas that you need with your welder. It's a mixture of 25% argon. I'll show you that. Or I'm sorry, 75% argon and 25% carbon dioxide. And that's a great mixture, great setup for any metal welding. So we're using that mixture there, and then our wire feed, our spool, we're using a 30 gauge wire spool. So it may be a little thick for the sheet metal, but it certainly would be correct for the roll bar itself. So again, I don't want any burn through the sheet metal, so I'm just going to have to keep an eye on that. And what I'll do to kind of keep an eye on that is I'll start with a couple tack welds and just see where that puts us, and then maybe we can send a bead through it as well. So just going to get the gas turned on. We're going to open up the valve and keep an eye on where those hit. So I'm actually really low. I'm lower than I thought on the tank. So, and this is actually, I'm just going to turn this in a little bit. We want to dial that up to 20, 25.